Hello everyone, welcome back to Crazy Brave Homeschool. My name is Ashley and I'm a homeschool mom to a rising third grader and a rising kindergartner. In this video, I am going to share with you guys our summer school update, how summer learning has been going for us, how we're actually transitioning into something else for the summer before fall term starts. So I had made a video recently, maybe a month ago, about if we were going to summer school or year-round homeschool again. In that video, I had said, no, we're not. Like, we're taking, pretty much taking a full 8 weeks off. And then I shared in that video some learning resources that I plan to use just to keep up with reading and math and a little bit of writing. But it was very much just a reading challenge and math games. I don't know, that was about it. I can't totally remember. But what ended up happening was we did our final year assessment with our charter school. And while my daughter has just done so great with reading, she really excelled this last year, but it definitely felt like a challenge for both of us, just to kind of get her closer to grade level. We almost did it. By the end of the year, she was around a second grade reading level at the end of her second grade year. So it was awesome. She started out in kindergarten and she ended in like early second grade. And so I had decided, though, after sort of reviewing some phonics rules with her, some flashcards from All About Reading that we weren't using, I just had it sitting on my shelf. After using some of those flashcards with her, I was sort of alarmed that she was really kind of struggling with like multisyllabic words, and that there were a lot of rules that we really hadn't covered. And so I decided that I was going to actually do some formal phonics lessons with her with All About Reading, just to review with level 2 this summer. And then in a somewhat recent video, I have also mentioned that we are going through sort of a shift with math. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like, but just, make a long story short, I think we're moving away from Right Start. We didn't get to a ton of subtraction, or as much as a second grade math curriculum would have. And now that I've decided to move her into third grade math with either Math with Confidence or Math Mammoth, we're still undecided. I did get the Math with Confidence grade 2 just to review subtraction lessons with her. And so, needless to say, we are not taking the entire summer off. We will be summer schooling, but this video is to catch you guys up on what we've been doing up until now, and what's to come. So I knew that I needed a break. I was like, okay, if we actually are going to be doing formal math and reading lessons this summer, I have to give us all a break. So that's what we've been doing for the last 4 weeks. We have been chilling. It has been awesome. I can't believe it's already been 4 weeks. So I gave us a 5-week break of, well, not nothing, because I have a stack to show you guys what we've been working on, but of like no school lessons. So, but we've just been having an awesome summer. I set out a 1,000-piece puzzle that I wanted as a family for us to work on. I have pretty much been the only one working on it, but I have been thoroughly enjoying it. And we've been just like going to the beach and stuff. It's been really chill. We're staying in town. Poppy's turning 8 this summer. So yeah, it's been really chill, and I wanted it to be chill because I knew that at the end of 5 weeks, we were going to pick up like formal summer school. So we have 1 more week of summer vacation left. And then I'm going to tell you guys what our summer school schedule is going to look like. But first, I want to talk about what we've been doing over the last 4 weeks that has just been like some incredible natural summer learning. And the first thing I'm going to start with is my daughter's phonics update. You guys, I don't know what happened. People kept telling me over the last 2 years that I have been like trudging along, teaching her how to read. People have said, don't worry, one day it's going to click. You have to be steadfast and continue your lessons, obviously. But I definitely had people keep telling me it's just going to flip like a switch one day. She will be reading. And these comments frustrated me because I'm just like, but this has been so difficult. I feel like she has to like learn all these rules to like finally see the words, you know? You guys, something happened. She has started reading, I would say fairly fluently, to the point where, okay, so let me just back up. Okay, so even though we've been on summer break, we did start the summer with, you know, me continuing to want to bring in the McGuffey every night for her to read aloud to me. And like the lessons are short. We had just started the second reader at the beginning of the summer. And I think it was literally lesson 1 when, you know, it's a fatter book. It's, you know, new for her. She hadn't seen this. She read the first lesson and she was like, Mom, I'm sick of the McGuffey. She's like, I want to read chapter books. Like, this is just boring. I want to read more exciting stuff. And like, I'm not as all caught up with the McGuffey as I once was, because we really did kind of set this down in terms of formal lessons, and she was just reading it at night. And I knew that she'd really been craving some like more exciting reading, but she just like wasn't fluent enough to read chapter books. And she doesn't like the readers, you know, from like The Good and the Beautiful or just like level 1 readers from the library. But I was like, it's summer. Like, I don't want to make her read the McGuffey if she's really opposed to it, even though it's like perfectly at her reading level. So I said, okay, well, let's go look on the bookshelf and let's see what we have that is a little more exciting that you could read. I picked up The Bears on Hemlock Mountain. I've, you know, had this, got it at a thrift store. It is like a ready for chapter book, book. And I thought, okay, well, I feel like this could go okay. Let's try it. She picked it up and she read it pretty much front to back in like one sitting. I documented the day in photos because she was just like in different parts of the house all day reading this book. And she was reading it, probably she read about half of it out loud to me, so I could hear her fluency. And I was just like, what happened? How are you reading like this? I was so floored, and I was like, okay, like, yeah, we can set down the McGuffey. You want to read chapter books? What else do we have? She finished this in a day. All right, so then I was like, okay, let's try Magic Treehouse. I have like almost the entire collection. She has read in the last 4 weeks. She finished The Bears on Hemlock Mountain in basically a day. She has read Civil War on Sunday, Afternoon on the Amazon, Mummies in the Morning. She's read all of these front to back. Her comprehension was incredible. She read a lot of it out loud. She really enjoyed reading it out loud to me. I helped her, plenty with, a lot of the bigger words. Oh my God. All right. So I sort of mentioned a reading challenge. We started a reading challenge for both her and Woody at the beginning of the summer. I said that she had to read 30 books and then she could pick out, what she wanted to do in terms of a prize. I figured it would take all summer. In 4 weeks, she read all of these books, 30 books, 4 chapter books, and a ton of picture books. She also was really into reading like the National Geographic books. This bats book was actually really great. Taught a lot about bats and we hadn't read it yet. This is just stuff I get at thrift stores. But we read a ton of the science readers and then just a lot of picture books. And you guys, just her reading has completely taken off. Like I can't believe it. If there's anyone out there watching this video who is just concerned, is really in it, like I have been for 2 years, just know that there is light on the other side. It's really awesome. So I don't want to go on and on about it, but I don't know how many more videos I'm going to be making about my struggle with my daughter's reading because I think that it's done. Okay, so Before we kind of get into where we're going to head with summer school, I had a couple other things to show you. I did do a challenge with Woody too. We just did read-alouds, you know, picture book read-alouds, and he got his prize at the end of he also wanted to keep up with Poppy, so at the end of 4 weeks. Something that I started with the kids is chore charts. You know, I'm sure a lot of families out there have something sort of dialed in for them, some kind of routine or rhythm. I really needed to do something with my kids to make sure that they were, you know, that we were just doing some habit training with them. And this has been going over really well. They have chores that I just want them to work on every day so that these things become ingrained in their head as they continue to get older, and that they just do them without thinking. I mean, it's going great. As soon as they get to 32 points, then they get their allowance. They get $5 once they get 32 points, which ideally would take a week for them to get those points. Sometimes it's taken about 10 days to get them. So the chore charts are just great. I'm really glad that we're doing that this summer. We were doing Harbor and Sprout towards the end of the school year. But we only did the first couple of weeks, and I knew I wanted to get back to it a little bit this summer. But honestly, you guys, the Harbor and Sprout homesteading unit has kind of fallen flat for me. I'm underwhelmed with it. There was one experiment we didn't get to in week 2 that we did do, and it was observing food mold. And that was really fun for the kids. They really liked to see how the mold was growing over, like, I think we had it out for like 10 days. We had like 4 jars. I'll show a picture. So that was cool, observing food mold. And then I did go ahead and do the experiment from week 3, which is food preservation. And this was cool. This was, you take like maybe say a strawberry and 4 jars, and you cover the strawberry in one jar with salt, another one with sugar, another one with vinegar, and then another one is your control, which has nothing. And you observe how long it takes for the strawberries to mold and which preservation method worked the best, which was vinegar. And we wrote down our hypothesis of what we thought it would be, and we were right. It was vinegar. We did another experiment this summer. This came out of our charter school like newsletter, but it was really fun. We're going to be doing a little bit of survival next year with language arts and science. But this is cool. So you dig a hole in the backyard, and you put a like mason jar in the center with like some lettuce or some kind of green that really holds a lot of moisture. You put that in the hole, and then you put plastic on top. You put stones or dirt around the plastic to keep it in place, and then you put a little bit of dirt or stones in the center. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of this before, but if like you're lost in the desert or the woods or something and you need water, this is how you can do it. And then the condensation from the heat of the sun drips down into the water into the glass 24 hours later. And it was clean drinking water the next day and had about that much water in it. So that was really fun for the kids. This kind of shows like what's going on. Okay, so that was just kind of a fun, like some fun extracurricular learning that we did. I've wanted to do some read-alouds this summer, and we have only gotten to 1 chapter book read-aloud. We just finished James and the Giant Peach. I have been wanting to get to this for the last year or so I'm glad we finally did. I'm a little surprised we finished it because I was not super into it. I thought I remembered reading this as a kid, and I thought I liked it a lot more. But it, it's just funny. It's really strange. I'm not going to like give a book review on this right now. But I'm just kind of surprised my daughter stuck with it. It has the adventure she loves. It has the magic that she likes, but she doesn't love talking critters, animals. This was a first with talking insects. But she did want to finish it, and I'm glad that we did. I don't plan on reading it again. Another fun read aloud we've been doing is the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. We have read 4 tales out of here, and I've really enjoyed them. They are a little dark for sure. I'm glad that we've waited with the Hans Christian fairy tales for my daughter now that she's almost 8. She can handle it a bit better. The Little Mermaid one is definitely, is pretty dark, but she really liked it. She wanted to read it a few times. The Little Match Girl is such a beautiful story about peace in death, and it was my favorite story that I would read around Christmas time. I don't know, maybe I was kind of a dark kid. She didn't love that one so much, but the Little Match Girl, I love it. Okay, so this has been going over pretty well. Some picture books that have just been good for summer that we've done. Pond, you guys are probably familiar with this one by Jim LaMarche. This one's really beautiful illustrations, great book about how kids discover an area that used to be a pond, and they help rebuild it and basically rebuild this incredible habitat for all these animals. It's very summery. Another one that we have read down under the pier, and where we live, this makes a lot of sense because we have several piers. And this is just like beautifully illustrated, really perfect for the summer. And the last one I wanted to show was All Different Now. Today happens to be Juneteenth, that I'm filming this anyway. I don't know when I will get this out there. And we read this last year, and we'll probably read it today. But my daughter really loves learning about Black history, and so this book was a really great way to explain what Juneteenth is all about if you haven't introduced the concept to your kids yet. This is a really good one. Okay, so I think I pretty much hit everything I wanted to talk about during our non-formal summer learning. So we have our formal summer school starting a week from Monday. And I'm going to run summer school for 4 weeks, so it'll be around June 30th until July 25th, and then we're going to take a week off before our 3rd grade and kindergarten year starts. So I'll just kind of go over what I'm planning for those 4 weeks of summer school. For math, I'm going to jump back into the Good and the Beautiful kindergarten with my son Woody. He has plenty of lessons left in that. I don't know that we're going to finish it. I don't really care if we do, but it is going well enough to continue it. And so we're going to do probably 3 lessons a week out of that, and we'll just see how far we get. I think we have 60 more lessons to go. And then for math for my daughter, okay, so I really would like to figure out in the next 4 weeks which math curriculum we're going to use for 3rd grade. And I am basically giving her the choice of which one she likes the best. She's right there. So for the first week of summer school, we are going to try out Math Mammoth level 2B. It's the end of the 2nd grade year. And we're going to do that for 4 lessons and see how that goes. And then we're going to use Math with Confidence level 2 and do some subtraction lessons for a week out of that. And then depending on how that goes, we might do another week of Math Mammoth, and then we might do another week of Math with Confidence. At the end of the 4 weeks, I just want her to tell me which one out of Math Mammoth, Math with Confidence, or Right Start she would like to do. Yeah, because she might ultimately decide that she just wants to go back to Right Start because it's what she already knows. But we're just trying to figure out where we want to go from here. And then for reading, for my son, we're going to pick up where we left off with Foundational Phonics, Book 1, Letter Mastery with him. It's a very workbook style book, but it includes really great speech exercises, and it includes great books and some handwriting. And so we are just going to pick up where we left off from there and keep on trucking along. For my daughter's phonics, this is where I don't totally know what to do because she is reading so well.
Yeah, I'm reading top the books.
Yeah. That I don't know how much of All About Reading 2 I even want or need to do with her. My plan is to get All About Reading 3 for 3rd grade, which she already tested into. So I just, what I might do for the 4 weeks of summer school is just go over the fluency sheets and the flashcards with All About Reading Level 2 and just review. And then if she wants to do the activities that are paired with some of the lessons, then she can. But honestly, I just honestly don't even know how much of level 2 we need to do or will do. As long as she just keeps reading independently the way she has been, I'm stoked. And then for writing, we are going to continue with our The Good and the Beautiful level K and level 2 handwriting that we haven't finished. Kindergarten? That we haven't finished yet. We're nearly done with those. We just didn't finish them for the last school year. So we'll pick those back up and hopefully finish those in the next 4 weeks. And then the 2 fun things I wanted to mention is that we are going to be doing a book project. So there's this company called StudentTreasures. They send you a PDF file of like a printout of illustration pages and pages to write a storybook for your kids to write a storybook. And then after they are done, you can send it back in for a fee, and they will print the book as a real hardcover, like glossy book. So this is really cool, and I've heard it's something that a lot of teachers do with their classes.
Then we can put it in the world.
Poppy really wants to put a book in the world, so I'm looking into that. So that's a book project we're going to do this summer. And then the other fun thing we're going to do is Poppy's so excited about the wildlife rescue class that we get our funding July 1st for curriculum from our charter school. So as soon as I get the funding, I can purchase the course and I'll get it immediately. So I think instead of starting the wildlife course term 1 of 3rd grade, we're actually going to do 4 weeks of it this summer and then finish the remaining 2 weeks when the school year starts. So it's a little bit more than I planned to do this summer. My goal is to do our summer learning 1 hour a day. I don't want to do any more than that. I still want to feel like it's summer and that we are still chilling and getting lots of sun and
going to the pool.
And having lots of fun.
We went to the pool 5 days in a row.
Do have some summer goals that I'll just hit before I end this video. Some are definitely more read aloud. So we finished James and the Giant Peach, but I really want to do at least 1 or 2 more chapter books with my daughter. Okay, so she really loved Ronia the Robber's Daughter. We read this last year.
Violet with the boy.
But since we finished Where the Mountain Meets the Moon, I've had kind of a hard time finding another good chapter book. And so I asked ChatGPT, my new homeschool friend, what books are similar to Ronia the Robber's Daughter? Because that's just, she loves real people, adventure, and sometimes magic. So he recommended Beyond the Bright Sea. And so far, it's been a little slow moving, but
I didn't recommend it.
Well, maybe not yet.
My mom did.
Right. ChatGPT recommended it. We've been able to get through 1 chapter a day, and I think so far it's okay, and I think it's going to be really good. It's written really beautifully, so I'm appreciating the prose, but it might be slightly above an almost 8-year-old. This might be a little closer to 4th or 5th grade, but it really has all the elements of a story that she likes. It's just moving a little slow, but we're going to keep going with it. Okay, so another book that was recommended was The Girl Who Drank the Moon, and
Drink the moon.
I know, isn't that funny? There is magic, adventure, and a human person, which Poppy prefers. So I think that between one of these, we're going to get a really good read aloud. Okay, and then just in case those don't work either, I did pick up Roald Dahl Matilda.
Roald Dahl?
That's the name of the author.
Okay.
Even though I did not love James and the Giant Peach.
This is the exact same author?
Yes, but you like Matilda. She's seen the movie. She loves it, and I've heard that Matilda is really good, and we've enjoyed the movie. So this might go okay. But if it doesn't, I got 1 more.
Oh my god!
Since we really loved Where the Mountain Meets the Moon, I picked up Starry River from the library, and I've heard that I think this is the prequel to Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. And we really enjoyed it. So I think that this will be a win for us. But But I have a lot of read-alouds planned for her 3rd grade year. I don't think that we're going to be able to get to all of these. I just have these as options so that we make sure that we're doing read-alouds this summer. A couple other goals really quick is I would like to get through and really solidify Poppy's subtraction facts and then do some long subtraction this summer. I would really love to improve her handwriting. But,
I have perfect handwriting. Don't listen to her.
But that is going to be a big goal for 3rd grade because we're starting cursive this year. I would love for Woody to continue his picture book read-alouds, for him to get through about 13 lessons out of the Good and the Beautiful kindergarten, and to really solidify the common letter sounds, which he's already doing really great with. Okay, so that wraps it up, you guys. Those are our summer plans. I'm sure that I'll be doing a summer school update towards the end of summer before the school year starts and have lots of other videos planned in between. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.